the owners of the land. You don't hear said the land of Francis or no, but that the land of the mother of so and so and so. So in terms of treatment and right, for that matter, women's rights were given extreme importance in Acholi culture.
When we look at the aspect of the property rights, the women are given, I would say, absolute rights over the property of their husband from the point of marriage.
Ngom weng ke kinying mon porpa mena chan porpa kelu porpa bere kinying cho te lokene mona ye loy ngom.
Men they protect land, but those people who own land are the mothers.
Women, as soon as you are married in a family, you will automatically have access to land. And all the children inherit land from their mother's side. So that one already placed women in some position, which actually is really very good.
When you say a woman must have the right to own land, for the Acholis they say we don't have that concept of ownership of land the way the West understands it as entitlement. We look at it as a responsibility. When you have a piece of land, you have got to take care of that land for your own benefits and the benefits of your own children. So you become a caretaker, you are a custodian.
Before the war, the cultural mandate was to see that women access land, utilize them, have ownership and decision making. I would quote in our culture, when you want to refer to a garden, you refer with the name of the woman of that man, and the child, Poropa mianokelo, Poropa mianaya. They don't mention the name of men, because women were actually the one that put food on the table and are custodian of land.
It is the recommendation of the woman that we need so many acres of millet, so many acres of simsim, or if there is anybody who wants to use their land, it is the woman who makes the final decision, because she knows what is the need of the land for this particular period or this particular season.
Mon tiki tuer mai ngom dula rio kama ke nyola en ie wakikama ke nyome ie kade pe ki nyomo teke beru tima be daga ni tiki loj ki ngom ke nyobian kamo madong eno bichero pe bian dong tiem tiki.
Traditionally, there was polygamy, but there was less gender-based violence because women were taken care of by a clan. When you marry a wife, the clan puts together the resources for that marriage, and she's called our wife, And that had guaranteed some provisions or protections of her mandates within the family. If she feels that there is no proper responsibility, she talks to the clan leaders, and her protection had been guaranteed.
I could easily beat you as a form of punishment, but you cannot do that one to a woman. Culturally, you cannot beat a woman. I say, please lie down, I beat you, as is commonly practiced now.
When a man is very aggressive and you continue beating your wife, there is a punishment that is given. You will be brought before the clans, and you yourself will be beaten.
Yang macam, unong John Margoy mo. Yang to kay nen la dit megang. Tie, amo la tiene en kelit idikaka. Chiki punyo en ki mi kiti mo matek bar. Yaga dong la tiene kau gwa ki ram gwa ni pian. Gina yang macam no kompere. Dano lwani ki wigi nono.
Tuer pa chuli pe ye ne mier igo daka go mier kat pin winye.
We have some other those who handle conflicts, land conflicts, and other conflicts. We have them in our kingdoms, and they are the one who is responsible. And we have actually hierarchy of handling those conflicts
from the base, from the ground, up to where I am.
And when a matter is brought before the elderly people, it is actually much better and well settled rather than going to LC. Because going to LC sometimes it may imply some punishment or some fine. But we can still use the elderly people to settle misunderstanding, but without necessarily going into our old system of performing rituals.
Nano ni cham ti gang ti dago e omiero ko nani cham omiero bed gang ela cho e no furu dago miero gwak mabe peki balo
dago ka cham ti ore dago win mabe dago be ran gwak lu ti mabe wa ki chware be gwak mabe ento ka cham pe yen dago win ma rada rada.
When you take the issue of food in a home, in Acholi you can do the cultivation together, where men are mainly the head. But then when you do the harvest, we have granaries, what we call granaries or food stores, for each kind of food material, like millet, sorghum, simsim, and so on. Now, the moment you harvest those food and you have taken them home for storage, of course you will be eating it, the sole right and responsibility is on the woman.
Cham kati ot moromo kuj bedu ti kin dago kila cho pien lutino nongo cham cha mamite ki bene cham en mukena ni kadong dit ki charo ki logo dok chante ki wilo ki jami makwo ki tonena kwa waja ne kwede ki mukena ki wilo ki bongo ki mukena ki ter ki lutino I oriat pi lok me gwa yoro kom.
If a piece of land is to be given out, say, to a friend or a relative, that decision must first be arrived at from the woman. Now, if the woman is not consulted on that very key aspect of the decision, just a thing cannot happen.
Yang achian ki dir daga beri chian pe winyu lok mo ne mi gang mo ne eto daga yiku be tiki right mit loko tamme badan winyu tamme dok be ni chwa do lok ma tek ma be ma me riu tal ma leng I karne eni bitikit kin mo ma tiga yedo te kwa ti ma leng
dago mo ko tamma duom ki at kari wa ki wa jalo fu dira gini daga mo kata ki tam eni Chicho bene jolo mano be diar enerum kwa wango wacho kiberu kachel inan wai.
If I say a woman has a right, that means that when the husband wants to do something, he has to consult her. He has to inform her. And in a number of cases, when she says no, that thing would not happen.
At Acholi level, that is, I would say, the secretariat, that is the apex of the institution. Women are members of the Council of Chiefs. This is a setting where all the chiefs in Acholi converge and they decide on what is supposed to be done for the people of Acholi. Now, women are not chiefs, you remember. But they are not left out. They are brought in to assist the chiefs in making key decisions for the people of Acholi.
Watimu kachake. Wamiyu tamwa. Kama diwa bena wamiyu bodi. Doka gunno gimoko. Machara ane wachar ka moko na kwa bara chana.
Mon tiki kwa iti menani duan mon na wore chopa odio. Yen choka ilo kada kadomero chwaka chwari. Tidong tie pa mon kanchil wekinen lo ka ngol ma ti. Gimemi otame kom dagala wori kom balma eno bala.
This is an area which the cultural institution has done in order to ensure that women's rights are respected, and it is not used to shoot somebody's own self-interest.
Unfortunately, these days people don't sit in the fireplace. Most husbands spend their time outside in the evening, leaving the mothers the burden of looking after both the boys and the girls at home. That is why presently you will find that boys have become very unruly.
It has become a problem because nobody speaks to young people anymore. Our parenting processes has been eroded, with the war. But previously, there were no incidences of child mothers, early pregnancy, early marriages. This came as a result of the war, But the women leaders at local level were responsible for mentoring, coaching, and taking care of young girls who are growing up and instilling discipline.
These days, it looks like the claiming of rights seems to be based on material needs and something of that nature.
Kero, macho miyo ki wan mon, nok. Gian, ibinya gian way ni, ino miyara daka yipe ko tim. Chiene dong no dwa ko kerwa, no kun daka be ramu timo ne.
Keta miyara mon unong kichene. Peben ngea lo. Pian kiri fu, lo wel ma pinya deda. En ma miyara kerwo yelene, no jimi wadong paka.
Apaka. Paka ti mapol ikin danam. Doka paka melar ngom ti mapol. Ko madung wati ka no paka malet.
Pora chule wengi doka wanya te kwaro. Pamono ento ki wego pa mek pa wan no achuli. Mo wego wanano te kwar ma chuli ti ka rueny matak.
You know the women rights, the way it is brought from the West. Talk something which in most cases is not related to the rights as understood by our local communities. Because also the interpretation of this word from English to the local language makes a big difference. Like when we talk about rights, in Acholi we call it twere. And when you talk about twere, in that sense, twere gives the picture of authority, the picture of power, and when you relate it to women, then it becomes unacceptable to the male counterparts.
Right now, women who are planting land do not even own the productive resource that coming out of the land. But previously, this was what was happening, automatic. A man was not supposed to go and open a granary. It is a shame. He's not supposed to direct what kind of food should be cooked in a home. It is a mandate of a woman. So we see no reason why we need to again begin to promote women land rights, when culture had already offered that provision for land rights.
There are other NGOs who want to dominate so that they become the ship donors or they become the recipients. Do we get this? So that they aren't more in this space where we live now.
I think there should be a modification of line of thinking. And this modification of line of thinking can even be brought between the man and the woman through maybe people like social workers, so that we actually reach some sort of a compromise.
If we are working towards ensuring that what we do is going to be sustained, and the communities are going to own it, then there is no point of pushing something which they will reject. The best thing is always to do the analysis with them so that you gain a better understanding of what those things mean to them.
We need to recruit a substantive culture officer where the person will strictly be handling culture and development. But currently, I'm taking on that portfolio and making sure that all other relevant organs use positive culture for development. The negative one, of course, we put them on themselves.
With a good understanding, even with what we now call the modern world, whatever you call a right must be relative. Even if it is a right, you should also consider the consequence on the other party.
I would advise the families to at least organize family meeting once a week at an appropriate time when everybody is sober. Moreover, if it is possible over the weekend.
Kinong mon go very group. Chiki giano mo mano kemu mon direct. Wake gien go ile.
Miero ke kwaro kur ribe kilo tela paluak meneno ne kichako puonyo dano medok chien ikita yam te kwarwa chimu kwede kita mergo dwok kede twer bango.
Some individuals who do not understand their own culture tend to borrow and then use it. I think that's what needs to be addressed, other than saying culture, but I disagree with that idea. Culture is very good and can actually be used very positively in the promotion and protection of women's rights. I'm very convinced about that.